Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachariya Yamunatira Vanachariya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Jayo Radha Madhava Radhe Jayo Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhu Gaur Premanande Jayam Vishnupad Paramamsa Parirajikara Stotra Shata Srimad Divine Grace Abhay Charanavinde Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramamsa Parirajikara Stotra Shata Srimad Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Gaur Premanande All glorious assembled devotees All glorious assembled devotees All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jaya Mudirahe Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone for Srimad Bhagavatam. Today we are reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, General History, Chapter 8. This chapter is entitled The Story of Pingala. Text number 7. So please repeat after me. Distva Sriyam Devamayam Tadbhavir Ajitendriya Pralobhita Patai Andhe Tasmai Anugo Patangavad Distva Sriyam Devamayam Tadbhavir Ajitendriya Pralobhita Patai Andhe Tasmai Anugo Patangavad Distva Sriyam Devamayam Tadbhadhe Rachitendriya Pralobhitai Patitai Andhe Tasmai Anugo Patangavad. Please chant. Distva Sriyam Devamayam Tadbhave Rachitendriya Pralobhitai Patitai Andhe Tamsi Anugo Patangavad Dishvastriyam Devamayam Adbhavirajitendriya Pralobhitai Patai Andhe Tasmai Anugo Patangavad. Mataji. Dishvastriyam Devamayam Adbhavirajitendriya Pralobhitai Patitai Andhe Tasmai Anugo Patangavad. Thank you very much. Word meaning? Dristva, seeing. Striyam, a woman. Devamayam, whose form is created by the illusionary energy of the Lord. Tadbhavaha, by the alluring secluded activities of women. Ajita, one who has not controlled. Indriya, his senses. Prolobhitai, interested. Patitai, fall down. Andhe, into the blindness of ignorance. Tamasi, into the darkness of hell. Anago, in the fire. Patangavat, just like moth. Translation and purport by disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. One who has failed to control his senses immediately feels attraction upon seeing a woman's form, which is created by the illusionary energy of the Supreme Lord. Indeed, when woman speaks with enticing words, smiles coquettishly, and moves her body sinisterly, his mind is immediately captured, and thus he falls blindly into the darkness of material existence, just as moth, maddened by the fire, rush blindly into its flames. Purport. Srila Sridhar Swami explained in this regard that just as a moth is killed by its attraction to the form of fire. Similarly, a bee can easily be killed by exploiting its attraction to the fragrance of flower. Furthermore, hunter may trap and kill an elephant by exploiting its sensuous desire to touch a captive female elephant, and may also kill a deer by its attracting it with the sound of their horns. And a fish is killed by its desire to taste a bat on the hook. Thus, one who desires to learn the detachment from material illusion should accept these helpless creatures as guru and learn the needful. Certainly, one who is lusty to enjoy the illusionary form of woman will be quickly burned in the material illusion. Of the five types of fatal attraction involving the material sense object, the lesson of Rupa or form is illustrated in this verse. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhubheva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna. Before I speak, I just wanted to set a context here. What's going on? So Lord Krishna is teaching Uddhava uh, what is the nature of this material world, how to renounce. In that series of teaching, he gives an example of Avadhuta Brahmana, and that Brahmana is learning the lessons from different people, different nature, different elements, or you can say that different things of, like, he learned from Python and he learned from the ocean on Saturday. So today in this verse, he is learning from these five helpless creatures as a guru. So the world teaches many things in our day-to-day life. So are we able to capture that and apply into our life by Krishna conscious way? So world is teaching many things in day-to-day life. So here in this context, it is mentioning that one who has failed to control his senses immediately feels attraction upon the seeing woman's form, which is created by the illusionary energy of the Supreme Lord. So, indeed, Bhagavad Gita speaks many verses, so many verses on this. Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsa Sangaste Supajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kama Kama Krodho Vijayate Krodho Bhavati Sammoha Sammoha Smriti Vibhrama Buddhinasha Pranashati. So here the attraction for the woman is given, and for the woman, men for the woman. It's the same, vice versa. So here, one who has failed to control his senses. Just scriptures are telling that to control some things, it is practical. It's not impractical. Scriptures are not telling something which you cannot control. No. Scriptures are not impractical. For example, scriptures are not saying to control uh, your hunger. Scriptures are not saying to control your urine, stool. Don't pass urine. Don't pass stool. It's not saying, because it's not. If you control those things, body will get damage. But scriptures are saying control six senses. Vacho vegam, manasakrodha vegam, jihva vegam, udaranupastha vegam. And it's not that it is asking only you to control. Previously, many acharyas, many saintly persons have controlled and they have succeeded. It's not that impractical. It says control your lust, control your anger, control your this thing. So, one thing we should understand from the helpless creatures, this here they have mentioned elephant, deer, and anything. So you in that matter, if you take any living entity in this world, if some living entity wants to you know like hunt or wants to eat, it it is not an option for them to control. Just go and hunt the food and eat it. Correct. If some animal wants to mate, there is not an option. Pigeon, how many times it has sex life in one day? So they don't have a restrictions. But human form of life have a restriction because he has got a power to control them. Power to control anger, power to control lust, power to control greed, envy. So animals, they don't control because for them it is natural. Then nobody will say, hey, your today is Ekadasi, don't eat. Nobody will say, but they go and eat. For them there is no sin. But human being has given that opportunity. As you control, the tapasya will increase. So what happens here is that you have given power to control and you should control that. So Krishna is saying, control these senses, attraction, form of man, and which is created by illusionary energy. So at the same time we see that lust. So lust is acting most powerful enemy in this world. Correct? It cannot be only the lust means only sex life between men and women. It can be anything. Oh, I want this garland. I want that. Um, that object. Oh, I want this one. I want that one. It is everything is a expansion of the lust. So in the Ramayana, we need to learn two things: how we should be and how we should not be. Ravana teaches how you should not be. Ram teaches how you should be. Only two things you have to learn. If you learn two things from Ramayana, then successfully. And at the same time, Krishna is not saying that lust is which is bad, and he's saying that in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 11th verse, Balam Balavada Chaham Kamaraga Vijartitam. So it is said that lust is a sex life. Kama is for any sense gratification. It is not against religious principle. Krishna says, I am that Kama. I am that lust. Therefore, according to the Vedic system, lust can be engaged. Correct. But producing Krishna conscious children. But whereas you see in the Ravana, he was just capturing the woman. He wants to just enjoy. But what happened is that the tendency of enjoyment, it is not decreasing. It's keep on increasing. Just like you put ghee into the fire will keep going. It doesn't increase. Okay, I will enjoy my sex life till this age and I will stop. No, it is cannot be. Once I will, there's a story, Akbar Birbal. Maybe a few devotees you may know. There's a great king, Akbar, and he has a great minister Birbal. So they were having conversation, and in that conversation, they said the king said that Akbar said that, you know, after certain age, lust will go. Then Birbal said, no, it cannot be. No, no, no. How can man will get old, and the senses become old, and body becomes weak. How can he enjoy? Then he says that, okay, I will give you practical demonstration. Tomorrow you come certain place with your daughter, and I will answer your question. And he brings his daughter, and there he saw a person lying on the bed. He's very, very old, maybe 90s, I don't know. So as soon as king walked in, and along with his daughter, his eyes wide open, his mouth is also open, and seeing not for the king, seeing his daughter. So immediately king got understood, okay, this is, I got the answer, let's go. So trying to understand that, but what is the thing that binds in this material nature? So Krishna says that, it is only lust, Arjuna. And we need to have the control over it. And at the same time, it's not only that you control, but you should get a higher taste. When you have higher taste, you will give up lower taste, correct? So for the higher taste, you need to work higher. You need to sacrifice higher things. You cannot get a higher taste just like that. You need to sacrifice your sleep. You need to sacrifice your comfort zone. You need to sacrifice so many things. Just like if a person wants to become a CEO of a company, he cannot say that, I'm working from 9 to 5. I want to become a CEO of the company. No. For that, he has to work higher. So similarly, Krishna consciousness, which we got it, but at the same time, it should be done with so much attention, whatever we have done. So we have to overcome bodily needs and concerns. And at the same time, then only this higher thing can be acquired. Because when you want something become higher in life, you should push lower things. Again, one example in Ramayana, when all the Vanarsenyas, they come to know that Sita is on Lanka. So they were thinking, who will go there and tell Mother Sita message. And among them, obviously, after filtering, Hanuman was the person chosen. When Hanuman was chosen, while he was taking off, so he descend on, like he went on one big mountain, and in the mountain, when he was taking off from the mountain, he pushes all the things. When he was flying, all the trees, stones, and all kinds of creatures, they become so disturbed because of the Hanuman taking off. And while after taking off, the whole big mountain got disturbed, and it was about to break. And at that time, he took off from that. So the lesson for us is that when you want to go higher in life, you have to push lower things back. Then only you can achieve higher things in your life. But if you think that, okay, no, I want to do this and do that also, no, it cannot be done. So it is the many things we understand in the life. So some things we see that there are symptoms that person who wants to capture, and still he get failure. For him, what is destiny? So Krishna says, don't worry. In the 6th chapter, Arjuna asks, okay, you are saying me to do tapasya, do meditation, do Astanga Yoga, do that, do this. I am ready to do that. But what if I fail? Krishna giving assurance. No, even if you fail, whatever the percentage, if you have completed 60 percentage, 20 percentage, 30 percentage, you will get again second chance in the next life. What is that? You may be taking a birth in aristocratical family where you don't have to work for eating, sleeping, these arrangements. You can just practice Krishna consciousness. If you practice higher, you know, principles, like if you are practicing Krishna consciousness and whatever happens, maybe fall down, whatever, then second chance that you will be taken birth in the devotee family, where right from the childhood you can practice. And at the end of the 6th chapter, Krishna says, you know, just meditate upon me. Yoginam api sarvesham madbhutena antartmana shraddhavan bhajate yo mam shame yukta tamo mataha. So one has to understand this deadly disease known as lust. So when you understand, then you should able to capture this. And so when you want to enjoy the lust, and it is only just taking. When you want to enjoy the love, it is just giving. And the lust is expecting, I want this, I want that, like Ram. And love is appreciation. And the lust is enjoying. And the love is serving. You get pleasure in serving, not enjoying. And the lust is immediate, I want right away. And the love is long lasting. But it doesn't stay, lust doesn't stay for a longer time. So simply in one word, lust is selfish and love is selfless. So Krishna says all the time that therefore, one should have control over it. And Arjuna says this is difficult to control. Sanchala manahi Krishna pramati balavadrudam. Krishna agrees, yes, it is difficult, but you should practice two things: detachment, vairagya and detachment, and renunciation of these things and detachment. So when you practice detachment, how you practice detachment? With the help of love. And when you have these elements and involving, then we cannot be burned by this material illusion. But otherwise, there's always attraction which is there. One time, Srila Prabhupada was working with his disciples in Mayapur, I guess, or yeah, it's in Mayapur. So one devotee asked a question, Prabhupada, how to conquer lust? Prabhupada kept silent, and there was construction going on. In the construction, they were digging to have the pillar, foundation. So in that, the two snakes are meeting, and Prabhupada told, see, lust is even there here. And again, this devotee was not satisfied. And again asked, Prabhupada, how lust can be conquered? Prabhupada closed his eyes. He said, only by Krishna's mercy. So when you pray for every day Krishna's mercy, definitely it's going to be happen. But if you have a desire, when you have desire only you pray, correct? When you don't have a desire, how can you pray? So as long as we want to serve Krishna, we want to get better, and there is always challenging comes up. For example, just like I want to become a great devotee, I want to become a pure devotee, I want to do that. Of course, you can have that inspiration, but at the same time, Krishna will check your qualification and he will show you anarthas. So, for example, if I want to give you $1 million, you easily accept it, correct? Without any question. The same thing, if I ask, I want $1 million, you will ask why you want. What is the reason? What you gonna do? What is the purpose? Correct? But same thing, if you ask Krishna, I want to do that, I want to do this. So Krishna will check what is your qualification, Baba. How you want to come to back to Godhead? What is If you just ask, oh Krishna or Radharani, I simply want to serve you. And if you want to serve me, yes, serve me. So that's the thing. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came with the same message. Gopi Bharta Pada Kamalayo Dasa Dasa Anudas. He just says, I just want to serve you. What is the basic meaning of chanting Hare Krishna mantra? It's, oh Radha, oh Krishna, please engage me in your service. Similarly, if you want to something from Krishna, he will definitely check your qualification. But if you just want to, oh no, Krishna, I just want to serve you, then immediately he'll say, accept your service. So, this, these things we need to understand. We need help from the different devotees. And with the help of devotees, we can conquer this lust. And with the help of scriptures, we can conquer this lust. With the help of the gurus, we can conquer this lust. In the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita, if you see Adi Leela, first chapter, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is praying all the gurus. Gurus and his spiritual master and his spiritual master. Up to the point, he prays to that Chintamani. I was reading on the other day, like it is surprising why he's praising Chintamani. Of course, we know that Bilva Mangal Thakur was attracted to Chintamani. Chintamani is none other than previous life his spiritual master, but still he prays. Correct. So that's why. So we cannot approach Krishna directly through our whatever qualification, whatever character, whatever we have. We should approach through all the Guru Parampara. Then only we'll get a mercy. Now, while chanting, this was told by Haladhar Swami Maharaj. Very interesting point. He said that why we are getting disturbing in the chanting so many times. He said that just you are approaching Krishna right away. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gada Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna. Of course, it's good, but you should pray. What he says that you should pray entire parampara, starting from Brahma to your spiritual master. Oh, I'm just wanting to serve you. With that mood, if you chant, then you can able to conquer the lust. Because what is lust? It is united between male and female. We want to desire that. So we can take the pleasure of uniting Radha and Krishna, Sita and Ram. That's what Hanuman did. He united. But Ravana disunited. He wants to enjoy Sita separately. That is the difference. He wants just Sita, Ravana. Whereas Surpanaka wants just Ram. But Hanuman said that I want you both to unite. So Hare Krishna mantra, when we are uniting Hare Krishna mantra, we are uniting that energy of the Lord, energetic. So that means Hare Krishna. So for that, we have to pray for the entire parampara before we chant or begin our rounds. So this is very, very practical tip for all of us. When Haladhar Maharaj told, you cannot be, then you can ask that, I did not remember what is pranam mantra of, Brahmadev, or what is pranam mantra of Madhvacharya, or what is pranam mantra of Ramanacharya. We have pranam mantra of spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Jagannath Babaji Maharaj, and Bhakti Vinod Thakur. We may not remember all exactly, but simply in your mind, you can just say, I offer my humble obeisances. Please accept my humble obeisances, Lord Brahma. All the acharyas. Then you begin with chanting. Then when you unite the Hare Krishna mantra properly, then you will get the taste and you will get distaste of the lust. Then you can say, Yadavadi Mama Chitta, that Kulashekar always plays that shloka. What is that shloka? He says, let me see. Okay. He says that Yamunacharya says, this is in a lecture, Yadavadi Mama Chitta Krishna Padaravinda Nava Navarasa Adhama Udatirutim Tad Vadi Bhata Nari Sangame Samnani Bhavanti Mukha Varinda Shunita Nishwartancha Yamunacharya says, since I have developed my Krishna consciousness, Yadavadi Mama Chitta Krishna Padaravindaye, always thinking on the lotus feet of Krishna, Yadavadi Mama Chitta Krishna Padaravind. And it says that every moment I am getting a new pleasure. That is highest, of course. Every mantra are we getting highest pleasure. And what about our material life? The highest pleasure is sex life in this material life, enjoying woman. As soon as I think I spit on it, these are the tests how we are advancing in Krishna consciousness. You can test yourself how you become distasteful to this material enjoyment. So Krishna conscious moment is pure. Nobody has to give you certificate, hey, you have become free from lust. No. So when you get that highest pleasure, when you sincerely chant the holy name of the Lord, of course, we may say that okay, sometimes sometimes it works, but we have to keep trying on that. And also, we need a help. This is a solution. We have talked about the problems. Now this is a solution, and we can try to implement in the Manas Siksha, verse 5th. It says that. Let me read for you. Lust, anger, and are so on band of dacoits who assail one suddenly on the open road of material life. They have bound my neck lectiously with a tremulous, dreadful ropes with the wicked deeds are thus killing me. O mind, speaking in this way, you must grievously cry out for powerful and merciful devotees who can protect her on the path of the devotion leading to Krishna and the killer of Bakasura. Hearing your piteous cry, they will surely protect you from such condition. This is a very, very nice, interesting verse. It is praying to the mind, and at the same time, you should take shelter of Krishna, killer of Bakasura. And hearing your words piteously, surely you will protect. And also, you can take the help from the devotees. They are very, very strong, and they can able to save your bhakti path. Who are those devotees? It is said by Ramanujacharya prays in Padyavali, text 52. I am skipping this verse. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the great saintly devotees of the Lord, headed by Prahlada, Narada, Parashara, Paundarika, Vyasa, Ambarisha, Sukha, Saunaka, Bhishma, Dalyabhya, and Rukmadanga, and Uddhava, Vibhishana, and Arjuna. There, if you pray, with sincerity, with piteously crying, they will protect your bhakti. In the bhakti is a path, imagine like a road. Suddenly dacoits come and attack you, and they capture your neck, and they capture you, and you don't have any weapon. How do you protect your bhakti? So Ramanuja says that you should pray for this. At least, remember Bhishma Dev and Arjuna and Narada Muni. They will save your bhakti. Then you can able to make sure that you will become advanced in Krishna consciousness, overcoming these lower nature, lower desires. So at the same time, we have to be, we have to keep our our consciousness very clean. Whenever we think of those desires, immediately we should think that this is not good. Immediately we should cleanse those desires. It's not that you're wanting to have those desires, suddenly it pops up. What we can do. It is just like I'll just give an example. See, when you are practicing bhakti, suddenly what will happen? Suddenly these things comes up. So what we gonna do with that? And we have to understand this is the thing where it is suddenly pops up in, just like we see that in our, you know, just imagine, just the mind is like a web browser. You know, we have homepage, just like when you open, and we are bringing the changes in homepage of and changes of our mind. A browser does not determine where you want to go in, correct? It will not say you go this way, you go this way. Similarly, mind doesn't not tell you where you go in life. The mind will simply facilitate your journey. But according to how your mind is configured, you may start going towards certain things. And therefore, it is important to optimize, browse your own mind, changing the home screen of the mind and certain concepts of spiritual life. And in the home page, we have favorites, like places, things, experience you have done. Therefore, browse your mind. And there are certain favorites. Some things are in favorite, some things are not good for us. And through the spiritual practice, change those favorite places, change those favorite things. And and also, unfortunately, we have history. History is a big mystery. You know, the everything that you have done before coming to Krishna consciousness, and that is stored in history of the mind. So everything you do, everything you see, it has left its impression on the browser of the mind. And mind can be thoroughly sack of experience. You know, when you have begun spiritual life, we gradually begin moved sometimes down. So sometimes we have to see, when we see small things, we immediately connect things like pop-up ads. Some pop-ups are very good. Some pop-ups are, you should ignore them. So mind is not a living. It's a tool that you are using to have a power to change and configure. So when you have these things, then when you certainly arrange, what will happen is that, so Krishna gives you a empowerment. Then how you conquer the mind. So Krishna is giving all the tools, and it is up to us how you fight. He has given you weapons, tools, and everything. So whether you involve in material sense object or whether you renounce those things, and it is up to us. So just like a moth maddened by the fire rushes in blindly into its flames. So we have to constantly keep training. So how we have to, like, because these impurities keep coming to us. How? Because due to contact of material nature. But our job is to cleanse every day. There's one story, I'll stop with one. There was one ashram, and the head of the ashram, maybe guru of the ashram or spiritual master of the ashram, he was looking for the next successor. And he has many students, and many students, he gave them a test. you know he says that this mirror, you know what you see, unclean things, this you see, this mirror, yes, what you see, yes, this unclean mirror. And another disciple, he told that, yeah, what is there to we should have to clean this mirror, then he cleansed. And the two disciples were selected for the next becoming descendant. And one person, one disciple, he keep on cleansing the mirror. Another, he is ignored that cleansing the mirror. And finally, the person who is cleansing the mirror every day, he was selected. And the reason why he told that is that, see, mind is like a consciousness. If you ignore them, nobody put dirt on your mind. It keeps coming. So when you are enthusiastic to cleanse every day, then you can become the successor of that ashram. Because to lead the followers in successor, you should know how to clean, you should know how to keep yourself, you know, away from the dust, and you should be enthusiastic. Not that, okay, when it accumulates more and more, then only I will clean. It's not that our job. Every day you have to clean. So, what is the cleansing? Chanting the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna mantra, and doing the service. If you are, the purpose of chanting is to, cleanse our consciousness and attract, we should know what is the relationship between me and Supreme Lord, how I can develop love. So this cleansing should not be lazy. You should be very, very active, and at the same time, you should be very, very consciously do that job. You should like, for example, that if you want to clean this floor, I can just clean and say, okay, done. But if you do thorough cleaning, then it will have its own, shyness. Similarly, when you do thorough chanting, or thorough reading, or thorough hearing, then naturally we don't have to capture this lust, because, and also Bhagavad Gita says the three gates of hell: lust, greed, and anger. So that's why more emphasis is given on chanting the holy name, because this only saves. And whenever the desires of lust, one Maharaj says that, I think Devamrit Swam Maharaj, in Chaupati, he said that when you get a desire of lust, you should scream Lord Nityananda's name. But at the same time, you should not open your mouth. You should scream inside. Okay, I'll stop here. Any comments, questions, corrections? All right, it seems everybody on board. Thank you. Oh, Sevananda.
I was just thinking how um, when Prabhupada was here, and thank you for your class, Prabhuji. When Prabhupada was here, he had, I don't know exactly how it goes, but he had one place where he did business.
Business?
Business.
Okay.
Like Mayapur was one function that he did there, and then I think Vrindavan was like his spiritual.
Before coming to spiritual path, he has Allah.
Yeah, say.
Ah, okay, okay.
How can you say it again? See, like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So, on a level of just devotees, sometimes it seems like it might be good to have a little variety and not do the same thing of maintenance every day. You know, living in the temple, just doing the same routine of maintenance. So, is there ways where a devotee can work with, like, say, the counsel and guidance to, say, take a sabbatical of just study, where they go somewhere just to study, like, say, Bhagavad Gita, and then kind of complete that before coming back to do Bhagavatam? Is it some kind of system that is available?
See, one should know what is the purpose of doing that. Prabhupada simply did not establish office in Bombay and Mayapur, this one, and Vrindavan in home. He had a purpose, clear purpose on that. You know, he has vision on that. Similarly, we should also have vision on our what we are doing. Why I am chanting only Hare Krishna mantra? I can have many mantras to chant. If you know the purpose of your job, if you know purpose of your what you are doing, then vision will become clear. If you don't know, you should ask. To devotees, I'm chanting. What is purpose? Is it just to make me awake from the sleep, or is just to sit in the temple? Well, even like without purpose, it is Shramayavai Kevalam. You may chant many many lifetimes without purpose. It is like you can chant many lifetimes, but still you will not get the ultimate goal of life, Krishna Prem. You should know why I'm chanting. Why every day I'm chanting. Okay, I will leave chanting for 6 days. Something gonna happen? Nothing gonna happen. It's not like we are doing ritualistic kind of thing. Ritualistic things. Oh, if you don't do this puja this year, something gonna happen. Destroy your family tradition or destroying your this thing. But you should know religious behind the purpose of the religious ritualistic activities. We are not sentimentalists. Prabhupada said that ask questions. Prabhupada said the Krishna consciousness is a scientific movement. It's not sentimental movement. If you go to Vrindavan, there are so many sahajiyas. If you see them, you will cry. By the ecstasy of the bhava, and they cry for Krishna. Oh my God, they are into the love of Godhead. You will also melt. But is that real love? Just like Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj gives an example, a lady who is not pregnant, pretending pregnant, and she will not give birth to the child. Similarly, which one you are chanting or reading, you should know what is purpose behind it. Why I'm chanting. Then everything becomes clear. Otherwise, everything becomes clear in another way. Like two types of clear. One is clear, one will become clear. No more questions. So you should ask questions. Why I'm chanting? You should ask yourself first thing. If I don't chant, will I not able to survive in the temple? If I don't chant, what is going to repercussion? Then you will get an answer. If I don't do service, what is going to be happen? Forget about temple commander, forget about temple things. Whom do you serve? You serve your senses. Whom do you serve? With your body energy, you serve Maya. That service attitude is there within us. Jivera Swarupaya Krishnera Nityadas. It is you want to become Krishnadas or you want to become Mayadas, it is up to you. You cannot live serving anything even a single minute. Kshanam api nahi kaschit. In Bhagavad Gita says you cannot be sitting idle without serving anybody. You may be serving in the mind. You may say that I'm not serving anybody, but you are doing karma by taking breath. You are taking oxygen and you're releasing carbon dioxide. So like that, the plants are serving you. The living entities are serving you. So what is your role? You should understand why I'm chanting, why I'm reading, why I'm asking you, why I'm asked to come for Mangalarti, why I should attend Mangalarti, why I should attend Bhagavatam class, why I should attend Guru Puja, why I should attend, read Bhagavad Gita, why I should hear. If you ask these why questions, then you'll get answer. Initially we were preached, this is a highest, this is beneficial, this is a ultimate goal of life. Since we were told many times to many devotees, we convinced. That conviction is for them. That's why they preach to us. That's why we are here. You should have same conviction. Then you will preach to somebody. Then they will come. But you yourself don't have conviction of chanting. Then how can you preach? Is that okay? Thank you so much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada.